We're live for Friday night. Tonight, I have to tell you, I have nothing in particular planned. Plenty of stuff that I can work on and do in general, but I had nothing planned. Nicole, again, not able to make it tonight. Hopefully soon. Hopefully we're getting back on track there. But that's the plan. So tonight, the plan is to have no plan. I'm here, probably going to just pull up random rigs, answer questions as we go this evening. But that is, but you promised. I know. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's insanely hot here in Sac. It was like a long week, but not like I didn't know what, just one of those weeks. So, we did have the CEN F-250 released this week. That was there's a new bro dozer available. This one pre-lifted. It is ridiculous. But that's this was the one that, let's see, when I've had this for quite some time, but it just finally released. Very similar to the old one, just a little bit different. Yes, very polarizing trucks. Very, very polar. I did get the orange one though. Like, doesn't matter. Whenever there's two versions available and one of them's orange, I never get the orange one. Never. God. So, yeah, but the craziest thing about this one was that Watts Link front suspension. Like, now, it doesn't have much bump steer until you get past a certain point, and then it goes whomp. So, it's got a little bit at the start there, then not much in the middle, and then at the end, it likes to do so. And the steering, look at that thing. Look at that super long servo horn to a bell crank on the axle, and so I was going to try and make time for the Bluetooth axle or drive shaft mod in the first video, but I didn't get around to it. And then I found out that the Bluetooth symbol I downloaded was not a file that I could modify. So I had drawn up a thing already, but we'll pull the front drive shaft. I'll print the little Bluetooth symbol and we'll replace that drive cup on that pinion. But I don't know that I plan to work on this thing tonight because I really don't have any plans for it yet. And I don't have any of the upgrade parts for it. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be a thing, but I don't know that I actually have much bigger plans for the 450. Now, like I said, this is a different 450 than the blue or the red one that I had before. And this one matches pretty close to that. If you guys saw my Instagram, what was that thing? A reel earlier this week. There's one of my friends owns an audio shop and they just did a wild F-450 and it had 12-inch subs in the bed with a big plexiglass top, and it blows through into the cab. And we're going to mimic that for this. So that is the plan there. I actually got most of the CAD work on that done already. I got that done last night, actually. I wonder if I still have I have it on my phone where it can be seen, I guess, but that's about all, because it's going to be very similar to how the real one was. And since he did the entire design of the original bed in Fusion 360, I was able to take his design and modify it, make it reasonable to produce in an RC, like both with construction styles, materials, scale. So 12 1-inch subs, they're a little bit larger because the scale's like closer to 9th scale for, some of the bed type stuff. But But it's either way, it's gonna work. Ben's checking in. Ben, what part of Colorado? I didn't figure you'd be here tonight. I hope my sub helped inspire you. This was the plan for this one after that day that I posted it. But I just have to find the right subs for it to make it passable for the design that we're going after. But yeah, here we go. So the actual bed and what amp, we'll figure that out. That's the easy part. But this thing, the real one also has 12 4,500 watt amps in the back in a rack. And we're going to mimic that as well, even though it won't be the actual, amps, we'll have to put that in. So long story, not so long. That is what the blue on top is plexi because it's a fourth order or sixth order band. I think it's fourth order band pass in real life. But the amps there are on the back, batteries. So that is what will replace the inside of this bed. We're gonna have to cut the whole bed out, and then I'll have to figure out what we're gonna do with the shocks. Because they're a bit in the way. We'll figure it out. The real one's got like a 12-inch lift on it as well. So I don't know if this is quite tall enough. We might go with the lift kit like the 250 has. We'll see. So yeah, so 12 450 watt amps. So I think that the scale of amps, it's actually cubic because of the sub area, at least squared. So I think it'd be the square root of 12 times 4,500. Yeah, So the real one's got chrome wheels. This obviously has gold, so those have to go. Lots and lots and lots to do. But this project should actually go pretty quickly because I don't have to do all of it. A lot of like the construction of it, I'm going to be able to pass off to the shop, so the audio shop, because they've got the laser, large bed 3D printers, the whole deal. Throw that all in there. Overpowered stereos were cool when I was a teenager. Very pointless now. I like the hearing. See, I'm still a fan of overpowered stereos. I think I have more power in my Jeep now than I ever did as a teenager. Because freaking amps now are so much more reasonably priced. And I have money now that I didn't have when I was a teenager. Broke. Oh, Nancy won't let Ben do Black Bear Pass. You know what? That's a good idea. I think that's a wise one. But Josh, you don't do music, which is great when I like the type of music that I listen to, because it's mainly bass and terrible music. So yeah. Is 25 speakers in my Yukon overdue? God. So yes, that's those are all, well, the one CEN is on the docket. Your Gladiator is a custom sound system? Yes, it does. Done by the same company that they're a friend of mine, and yeah, that's the Rebecca Black Friday. It's Friday. You have adult money now. Yeah, like exactly. Or audiobooks, whatever they are. Yeah, when I listen to super boring stuff, I'll turn the bass down because it's got, all the bass knobs. Bass knobs are cool now. They've got like resin poured handles, so you can, like, what bass knob you use is a thing. So, what are some bass artists that you listen to? So I don't listen to like specifically bass artists. I just have like certain songs. I like choose songs based on, bass that they have. No, ICP doesn't sound that good. You would think, but no. So here and there, little things. Let's see. What should we put up on the... This is... Do you guys see in the CEN video, any of you, where I freaking plowed the end of my desk off? Just, God. Stupid. I didn't get to work on this at all this week. I had plans to, obviously, but it didn't happen. So I do need to get some wiring done on this. That could be a thing. Gunnar Nissen, thank you, sir. No such thing as overpowered stereos. Had 9,200 watts in my last boat. Tonight's code, hashtag all the watts. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Gunnar. And that is your code to Satisfied Jerky. We'll get a comment with that pinned. I know Dana isn't here today, so satisfiedjerky.com, hashtag all the watts. Hopefully that works. Pin message. There we go. So I don't know if the link is working, but at least it's up there. Nope, words are hard. So I do need to get the, like I said, the wiring on this thing done because there's a lot of it. We have a lot left, and that is something I kind of forgot. I'm sure Hall & Oates hits hard on a system. In the reel that I posted, it was like one of the country music songs you would not expect. Not expect. But yep. This. So we're running an all-in-one in here, which does help cut things down a little bit, but not all the way because we have our receiver wire and then we still have that super overly long power switch, which is a pain in the butt. Still have to decide where to put that. Strawberry wine. It's a lot of country song. Fishing in the dark. That's what it was. Exactly. Yeah. Did not expect it. It's got like a 30-second roll into the song before it gets going. But anyway, so hopefully, I don't know. Is it as hot everywhere as it is here in Sac right now? It's supposed to be like 109 degrees tomorrow. I think that's what it was today as well. But God, thunder roll. Oh man, some good old country music. I think country music is about as polarizing as that lifted CEN. So 90 in Minnesota for Alex. 86 in Michigan. Man, I guess it's just here. Hot Sac. Yeah, all around. Vegas sucks. 108. See, right around. God. Phoenix 111. Man, we were as hot as Phoenix? That's ridiculous. Brian Sherwood. Does Brazen Scale make a Phoenix chassis? They won't answer me. Hey, a lot like you. Whatever, bro. So it's not a Phoenix chassis, but their ATL is what I used with. That's what my class 2 is, and it's a what do you call it? VFD transmission and F10 axles. So, and it's used the stock link set for the most part. I think I have one custom link in there, maybe a couple, whatever it was, but it was super easy to do, and it didn't take anything special. See how that goes. 50 in Alaska. Recovering from surgery. Luckily, I don't have to go outside. And Satan's asshole. Oof. Yeah. Why is Vegas always got to be so violent with its temperatures? Right. We'll coil these up. I got to figure out where I want to put this power button. I guess I can put it. I have to figure out a lot of things. I guess. Um, I have to have room for a battery, so I guess I'll put that over there. Um, what? Sorry, things are. I'm just picking and choosing as I go. So I saw something about the Rock Pirates truck, but I can't remember what it said. Um, Polishing trucks for tomorrow's show after I sweated through my second shirt. Oof. Yeah, I mean, if you're actually polishing on something though, I sweat. I just automatically start sweating. Uh, scale tra- scale trailer, not crawler. Too many. Have you ever built a 1/10 scale trailer? No, not a. Well, not technically true. Technically, I have, but not like very scale accurate. Um, it was we used to have a trailer trash comp. It was called, and it was a rock crawling comp through gates. But you had to haul a trailer, and your trailer had to have an egg in it, and it had to be an open top. You couldn't cover the egg. And I ran it behind my Matzilla U4 back in the day. But I made it. The trailer had two attachment points on the back of the truck, so so it was had rod ends on each side, so it was super fixed that went down to the back, and then I made the axle like a center pivot, so that way I could back up incredibly reliably. It just stayed right behind me. I knew exactly where I was going with it, and I had the axle all the way at the back. So if the tires hit, hopefully it could go up. But it was it was a cheater way to do it, of course, and I just I was there to win, and I did. Do you think the Phoenix cab only will work with that Rock Pirates aluminum bed thing? Yeah, probably. Do I have a cab only here? No. No, I do not. Um, I have a Phoenix here, though. Phoenix or two. Winning is winning. That's exactly. It sounds like it was a fun competition. That was back in the when I was in Kansas City. That was the KCRC guys who came up with that. Cheater egg trailer only, Josh. I mean, hey, like they didn't have any real rules on the trailer. No, I didn't. No hard boiled egg. You didn't get to bring your own egg. The eggs were provided. Otherwise, I would have used like a Cadbury egg or something. Like, so I'm just looking at positioning right here at the back of the cab. Oh yeah, well, it'd work about perfect. As far as like the wheel well lineup, uh, it should work out really well. I can't obviously set it all the way down, but I'm on the back side a little bit, but it's if it went straight down rather than how it's up, but looks like it'd be close at least. Ah, shit. I threw the body. I forgot that I took it off a truck. I should just put it back on the truck. This was the truck we built on last Friday's stream. We built it's the straight axle, and I threw 419s on it rather than the typical larger ones. It looks really good with 419s though. Just, I mean, even I can say it. Okay, that's in. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hello from Norway. What's going on? I think my brother is still in Norway. He's been there for the last couple months, 2 or 3 months, something like that. They moved there for the summer to get away from the Texas heat, which, rough life. But of course that's they both work remote or all that. Actually, my brother can work remote. His wife, who works for Pinterest, um, my brother and his wife just had a baby, had their first baby. Well, not just, like 8 months ago almost. And Pinterest, they get 8 months of maternity leave. So, yeah, so she's only just about to go back to work. Like, what? I think they get, I think the fathers get like the same amount for paternity leave. Is the Vanquish sales all down now that it is September? Um, yeah, well, I guess all the August promotions are over. Yeah, I think right now I think there's no promotions right now. Other than like, free shipping, stuff like that. 15 weeks for fathers. Is that for Pinterest or just for Norway? Because they live here in the US, of course. So, all right. 8 months is insane, but awesome. I mean, yeah, right? eBay was 6 months for mothers, 3 for fathers. Yeah, it's crazy. It's Silicon Valley stuff. There's lots of that. What are the odds of some orange anodized rod ends? Probably not very high. Uh, the specific color ones, yeah, that's Norway. Everybody gets that, and 9 months from. Nice. Actually, I think that I knew that too. I think she had said that. So, okay, what was that? I was gonna work on a little bit of wiring. I don't know how much of that will get done or not. We'll see. But I do need to open a door real quick. Hey, it's wild hot in here. So I gotta open this door. Can you turn down a little bit? Oh, sorry about that. All right. So I gotta figure out. There's a number of things I still have to figure out, but mostly just positioning, I guess. Don't need that now. Yes, hit the like button if you're watching and enjoying, of course. My work is whatever my mom wants for mature. And a hearty congratulations for the dad. Yeah, that's about, well, California, there's like state mandated stuff, so there is maternity and paternity, but oh, I did hold myself back from finishing a complete bag of the Satisfied Jerky beefs, the hot ones. They're pretty good. I think the teriyaki are still the best as far as these go. Nicole is close, yet so far away. Okay, so trying to figure out how to get all this routed. I still have to get the actual bracket CNC'd, but the teriyaki cowboy jerky is like candy. Yeah, that the cowboy jerky is good. I like that one as well. Teriyaki in anything is good, though. I just like teriyaki. So we've got, oh, you know what else I need to plan on? I need to put the, well, I need to modify that if I'm going to do that. It's gonna think I need to put the shifter top on top of this transmission, um, because I made like it notch around properly on the driver's seat or the bench seat, I should say. You can see that little notch in the center there. That's right where the shifters would land. So it'd be like the perfect scale in here. So, um, the I don't know if you guys or if any of you did. I don't know how many of you picked up the 3D printable interior cage. I did put that on my website finally. So you can download that and print it yourself, not including the bench seat or that dash currently, but I'll get a dash up there soon, and I'll get some seat options put up soon as well. I'll try and do a bench because it looks so appropriate in this Power Wagon cab. It's hard to see in there, of course, but yeah. What's on there? And sorry, I was supposed to get 6 weeks paid, and oh, dang, that's tough to hear, John. That's sorry. That's a super rough one. Let's love that seat. I mean, bench seats, right? That's Holiday Road. No, that wait. Did they play Holiday Road in this one? Wasn't Holiday Road only in Christmas Vacation? Might as well do a driver for the bench seat. No. No. I refuse. So we've got a spinning top shaft. We got to avoid that. Get a couple of zip ties and Christmas Vacation. Yes. Edna in a chair. Yeah, I think we'll get an Edna for the bed. I don't, of course, want to put her on the roof because that would be, well, it seems like it would be a performance hang up more than an actual, like. No, it was the main theme song for the movie. Wait, for Vacation? I'll take a bite of Armageddon if you do. Wait, what did David Ferris say before that? Oh, I'll take a bite of Armageddon if you do. I know you have some in that box of pens you got. I will not take a bite of Armageddon tonight. Thank you. It is too early in this stream. Bedna, yes. Aunt Bedna. Okay. Go. Oh, I need another servo horn. I forgot. Wuss. What do you think the next big thing in the RC in RC crawling? I know it seems like everything comes full. Next big thing. Alex says, just send me the Armageddon. I'll eat it. Alex, if you would like a thing of Armageddon, you will get a thing of Armageddon. That it shall be done. We're going to put the dig servo in channel 4. Yes. Overdrive servo, put channel 5. You need a hot chick and a red convertible to drive by. Larger scale. Next big thing. It's always, I mean, obviously it's a, if anybody knew for sure, then we would just make that thing. Granted, sometimes the expense is what holds us back, but larger scale is a, I mean, especially talking about like things coming full circle, because obviously large scale was huge in the, what was that, in like 2005, 6, 7, 8, that range. I mean, even like I guess maybe when did the HPI 5B come out? Does anybody know that? Was that 2006? Somebody check that. Late to the party. Yeah, we're still going. That was Christy Brinkley. I guess I really don't know who that is. And I remember the name. It's a familiar name, but I wouldn't have known that. You could have told me it was 50 people's names. I never would have guessed Christy Brinkley. Yeah. I do love the battery powered heat gun. Like, that's she was the sexiest chicken. Uh, Jacob Hansen there. Yeah. Asked and answered. Yeah, I love that thing. It's so nice. It's so handy. Like normally I would use a lighter, but to just have it handy and not have to use a lighter, get soot and it's just nice. That heat gun was quiet. It's nice and quiet. Granted, I have audio suppression to knock out some noises like that. It's not crazy quiet, but it's fairly quiet. So it's more quiet than my plug-in one, I'll tell you that. Are SCX-102 rock chucks axles still a thing, or are they done? They're still being made. They still go on the site regularly. You just have to watch them. They go fast. So when they go up, you got to buy them. Same thing with like D44s. Those still hit the site weekly or multiple times a week. Same with rock jocks. Yeah. Um, yeah. Jeremiah, thank you, sir. What's going on? Josh, how's your trike coming? You're still standing, so I guess you're not wrapped it around a tree yet. Picking up a Coleman. Oh, the Coleman mini bikes. Lots of Coleman stuff pops up for me now that I, have been shopping for mini bike / mini ATV parts. The trike's coming along pretty well. My new brake rotor came today. So hopefully if it's not crazy hot, I'll if it's not crazy hot, I'll maybe get that put onto the rear axle in the next, maybe this weekend. We'll see. That's kind of the last thing for the rear axle to get on there. And then assemble the chain. I need to reconfigure the torque converter so that the CVT stuff can expand more, because right now it'll hit the frame. So I need to reconfigure that. My gas tank arrived. So I need to get the mounts for it built and put on there. That handlebars are set up. Wheelie bars all on there. I need to fabricate the exhaust. So I need to find 1-inch diameter exhaust tubing. And I'd like it to be mandrel bent. So I'd like to find like a J bend in 1 inch. It's easy to find 1.25 inches, but I can't find 1 inch right now. So, and it's got to be steel because, well, it should be steel because I've got the exhaust flange I have is steel. The tailpipe that I'm going to use is, it's steel as well. At least that's what it's made to mount to. So, of course, I could use that tailpipe, just adapt it down or neck it down or flange it to another material. Like, it's a little bit easier to find stainless, but 1 inch steel is what I need. I have a 1-inch tube. It's about 1 inch long too. God. Drag pipes? Drag pipe? Since there's only one. But no. It's I've got a silencer or a can for the back of it that'll go underneath of the seat. And it's like a sport bike looking can. It's just mini. So nice little can on it. Set like a slash cut type rear. Um, what's going on, Matt? Thanks for joining. Uh, get that, but yeah. So the exhaust is the big thing. And again, I would like to find steel. So if anybody knows where to get 1-inch steel tube, don't send it and be like, here's one, and it's 1 1/8 or 1 1/4. 1 inch. 1-inch tubing. So is that hidden pen on the next to heat? Nope, that is a set of. I do have a pen. It's right here. It hasn't broke yet. I don't. I feel like it wouldn't take too long before it's going to break. Do I? Oh, the rest of them are over there. Titanium. Nope, I don't need titanium because I have steel flanges. Put a Y pipe and run 2 cans. I can't find the piping to do the one. So I need it. Are the designs OneWheel or Rev wheel? The unicycle. Oh, is the Rev wheel the one where you stand on either side of it and it's the larger center wheel? Those things, the Rev, if that is what the Rev wheel is, then those things look cool and fast. I don't belong on either of them, so that it's not a plan for me. If I was going to look at buying if I was going to buy one myself, I would probably buy the OneWheel. I don't know why. Try hydraulic tubing. Okay, is it in mild steel? What length do I need? I'd like to just find J-bends. Like you can buy for fabricating exhaust in the real. Normally you buy a J-bend, 180 degree J-bend, so you can cut it and splice it, do what you need to. That's what I'd like to find, but like 40-ish plus. Yeah, I've seen the videos of the guys just like weaving in traffic with those things. They're absolute madmen. How much do I need? I don't know. If I have to make the bends myself, I don't know. That's the hard part, right? Otherwise I guess I would have to like make the jig and then like cut the angle so I could pie cut it, and sounds like a lot faster, or sounds like a lot of work. I read a comment that said they make a faster OneWheel. Oh man, I don't know. I'm worried about head injuries, even though I'm building a trike. We're literally having a conversation about a trike. Summit has a bunch of options. For 1 inch? Are you sure? I'm checking right now. Summit Racing. If it's not 1 inch, I'm gonna. Let's see. Summit Racing exhaust tubing. Exhaust to let's see, 2.5 inch, 2 inch, 2.5, 3, 4.5, 1.75 inch, 1 3/4, 1 7/8, 2 1/4, 4 inch, 5 inch, 1.5, 175, 165, 1.5, 175. 1.5 is as small as I see. Like I've searched for this. I've gone to places that sell exhaust stuff. I've got a JD squared tubing bender and 2 1-inch dies. Gunner, what will that do? What will that type of tubing bender do to 1-inch exhaust tubing? Will it work? don't know. Post a link to the chat. Wait, I posted a link to the chat. Where, Art? I don't see it. It might have automatically blocked you because I don't see it in here unless you're talking about somewhere else. Vibrant. Ooh, there we go. That could be a thing. Josh, look under junior dragster parts. Ike Mandrel. That's stainless. That's not mild steel. I need mild steel. I found stainless as well. 1-inch conduit. Oh, I guess. But again, I want a mandrel bent. Because like conduit, you're gonna do it like a conduit bent. It's gonna kink it. It's gonna look terrible. Get a different flame. I mean, I could. I just would rather not. And I would, well, and it's not just that. I would much rather TIG weld the, just use 1-inch hydraulic tubing. Can I get, well, then that, I mean, that could be a thing. We can make a loop-de-loop pipe. Oh man. So yes, this is my problem. Trying to find pie cuts. I know. It's just like, it's going to be so much welding to get. Comes in regular steel also. Okay, well, if that is the case, then that's great because I've got will be ordered for you, it says. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll Google more with them on that one. You know, then of course you can say vibrant exhaust, right? Cone Engineering in Anaheim. I'm just going to hit Google on that so that it pops up for me. Perfect. I got that tab open as well. This could be helpful. 1-inch go-kart exhaust on Amazon. See, I found that, and there's where all like a bunch of them were like kink bent, and I was just like, rrr. So, yep, that's run some cherry bombs on it. The exhaust can I got is a nice. It looks good. It came with a mount as well. I've got to get something welded onto the chassis to get it suspended properly, but I think I'll probably clamp it on at first until I get the exhaust mounted, and then final mount that just in case something like is like a little 1.5 degrees off. You know, that's a thing. So Fern Solo, thanks for checking in while you were here. How many tabs will Josh have at the end of right now I have two additions. I have the vibrant one to look up, and then Cone Engineering, where exhaust fabricators shop, which sounds pretty freaking awesome. So that sounds like, you know, sounds perfect. They have a mandrel bent section. You don't need no stinking exhaust. It was kind of funny. Nicole and I were talking about the exhaust on this thing, and I was just like, I really want it to be quiet. Like, I don't want it loud. I'm like, that's the most getting old thing I've ever said. Like, I want it to just be like, I want it to just kind of putt. Just yeah, so it's, you know, because I'm going to take it to events, and I don't want it to be obnoxious. I don't want it to be like when you start it up and like everybody. I just want to cruise around on it. What size hubs you run on that chassis? I got 475 hubs, and they are wide. I'm running 350 hubs, so I'd be a 1/4 inch narrower than you are. Of course, I'm running. I don't know what axles you're running. I'm running the F10 portals. So, can you weld mild to stainless? You can braze it, but it's not I mean, it's not the best practice. I mean, I do TIG brazing a lot, but I'd rather it be like Cartech has 180 mild steel 1-inch for $10. Right click, copy, open a new Cartech.com 180 grand U-bend 065 wall. $9.99. Look at that. 180 grain U-bend mandrel bent, mild steel, round tubing, 1-inch outside diameter. Perfect. Thanks, Art. Is that the one that you were trying to paste to me and it was blocking you? So I'll just get a couple. That was a super easy one to find. So we'll just add a couple of those to the cart. Probably only need one, but two it is. Done and doner. That was the easiest one to... Where are they out of? Let's see. I just want to see. It'd be awesome if they're gonna... Oh, they are in California. Good. Good. It's going to be... I mean, I'll have to pay tax, but at least it's... Paul, I did not see yours. At least it'll be quick if it's in California. Perfect, perfect. You should have gone electric, not gas, and put 4 of those drone batteries in. You won't hear it. Yeah, but at the same time, like, you want gas. I want that. Like, will you go over the custom mount you made for the shift servos close up? Sure. Need the exhaust sound. Exactly. You need the exhaust sound. Like, it's part of it. You're gonna ride on it. Like, you gotta have it. It's just like, I don't know. Oh yeah, Paul, I forgot you asked about the exhaust or the tank. Yeah, I got a 4-liter kind of a peanut tank for it. But so anyway, I mean, it's a little bit hard to show up close, but focus. So it's hard to do, but anyway, it's a single plate that goes across, and then I've got separate servo mounts that are kind of like the U-shaped servo mount. You can kind of see them on there, and that's because the main structure, I don't think that 3D printing is the right choice for here. I think that they would end up flexing or get brittle, or if it was hot, they'd get gummy. So I designed it so that it was a separate piece that I could cut out of either 2mm thick carbon fiber or 3mm. And then I'll bolt those little servo mounts to it, make it easy. That's the plan, at least. And, I made them for these 179 micros, or I think the 99s would work as well, but a little bit more power for those servos I like. And then the other thing is that you can see the servo horn underneath of there, and it's in the plane of the actual shift servo. So I put it all there because I'm going to make flat plate carbon linkages as well. And they're just going to go with each other. So there'll be no rod end or anything, just super slim, super minimal, couple of screws. There we go. So, blind guy RC, thank you, sir. Mr. Ridgewell wants to be quiet. Straight pipes or no pipes, sir? Mostly trying to figure out what flat rail to use on the Ecto. My Ecto's on the tight. You can see mine right there. See, there's my Ecto. Throw it up here next to this one. Got to run it without the can first, straight pipe. I mean, probably, right? At least once, just to see. You have several hydraulic supply dealers there in Sacramento. That'd be worth giving a call as well. So, my Ecto here. So this is the TGH Ecto chassis. The benefits to it over maybe the Rock Pirates here, for example, is that it does have a slightly angled skid plate. So that's nice. It also has a very long belly section like the Rock Pirates. It's flat for a long time. There isn't a immediate kick up or anything like that in the front or the rear, which is isn't all that common. And to have two of them that are like that is a little bit different. Higher CG, it looks like, partially because of the element, running gear. Even though this one's on portals, I would venture to guess that this one's still got a bit of a higher CG. The motor is up quite a bit higher versus forward and low, so that's always going to bring you down a little bit. There isn't a lot going on in this chassis though either. That's just, it's very, very minimal, just because it's made to run a full body and don't have any sliders on it. It's just very bare bones. But obviously that's just because that's where it's starting. It doesn't mean that that's how it has to stay. You can start adding all of the stuff up to this. And like currently what I have on here is just very bare bones. Should have been the way that I meant to put that. Mick D, thank you as well. Thanks to you and everyone that suggested a GoPro for improvement of my footage. Absolutely the correct answer. Even the post-processing is very easy. Yeah, the GoPro it just does enough, right? They're finicky at times. They can freeze up. You got to pull the battery. There's stupid little stuff like that. But most of it just makes it easy. I had a 3D printed PLA steering servo mount in my Honcho all this year. I mean, you can do it. I just don't like to run 3D printed stuff in that type of situation. I like to try and build it like long term. And 3D printing stuff, it's just like try and do just certain, like, I like 3D printing for it, what it is, where its strong points are. But 3D printing is not the answer for everything, I feel. What's that in gallons? Liters is for cola. 4 liters. 4 liters convert to gallons. 1.06 gallons. But I'm guessing that'll still get pretty decent mileage. Let's see. My G-Speed Enduro sits lower than both of those. I mean, this one's got portals on it. This one, you can get them lower. I built the G-Speed as well. I liked it okay. It wasn't my favorite. There was things I liked about it. The carbon was good quality. I did like that. And I liked some of the things here and there, but there was a lot of things about it that I just was still not 100% sold on. I feel like there was definitely things that could have been greatly improved on it. But still a solid choice. Lots of ecosystem, lots of builds, lots of good info that you can get from people, big community for it. So it makes it easy in a lot of ways. If you 3D print in the right material, it can work. I've been testing 3D print servo on axle mounts with nylon. It's been working great. We'll go carbon fiber nylon if needed. Yeah, I mean, I've used, the nylon ones as well, and they're good, but again, it's not as good as like an injection molded version. And the carbon fiber, there's some good carbon fibers, but like you have to use like the super expensive continuous filament carbon to really get a big benefit. And in the end, it's just like, it would either be better to go with something that's manufactured in a way that gives you a proper, piece of like a machined piece, or, there's a number of things. Like 3D printing is great, but way overused but at the same time, it's because of the convenience. If a part breaks every however so often, okay, print another one. You're out another 15 cents. And in that case, great. It's still just like, almost. Let's see. My artful Dodger chassis sits lower both of those, but it's built to be low. 80mm shocks, low CG and Yeah, I mean, you can set them up however you want. Of course, this one is set up. The Titan one I did here, it was like a direct conversion, which was the point of this chassis. You're supposed to take everything from the Element and swap it on here with just the chassis. That was the point of it. So it's set up with stock length shocks. You know, it's the you only get so much clearance before you start running into, you know, clearance issues with the panhard and servo horns. So if you wanted more, go shorter shocks, low, you know, bent panhard link, stuff like that. Like, there's tons of options. So definitely, but also like going super low. We've done that, and it works in certain places, but super low is not necessarily the. It's like it's a balance. If you're like competing, you need to build for a balance. Super low is great for like slab climbing and stuff like that. But thoughts on straight axle in the front and portals in the rear? I did a video on that like 3 years ago, because that's how my VS410 Pro is set up, which is my favorite truck. I love it. I've loved it for a long. I've got another one in here. I've got 2 in here set up that way. Joel Young, thank you, sir. Donate, no question. Throw a question in there. Make something up. Thank you for your donation. Oh, I forgot that. Go back to that screen. My bad. Josh, can I see the Woods Runner if you don't mind? Yeah, let me pull that one up. How much wiring are we really going to get done? Josh, can we see the litter robot in action? We've been having some issues with it lately. So if we have to, I mean, we'll buy another one if we have to, because it's a life changer. I really like how this body turned out, right? Are you putting a trailer hitch on your trike to haul around the trucks? A lot of people suggested a trailer, and I totally get it. It makes tons of sense. But then I have to haul around a trailer as well, like in the truck to wherever I'm going. So it's just like, unless it folds and like packs away, like no. Can't show you the Woods Runner. Sorry. I was going to, but I can't. So, yeah, about that. BMI, or is this it? BMI carts and parts should have the exhaust pipe. Oh, and I ordered from BMI. That's who made my rear axle for me. So cheap. Make it one of those expanding wagons, which I do have, like the U-line expanding wagons. They just don't look very cool. So that's like not the option I want. I don't think the trike would fit in the damn glass. It does fit. But a trike and a wagon in my cooler really starts like... Is it the wheels you can't show? there's only one wheel on it. And no, I think you can see the wheel. And that's a 310. So we'll see. Yeah. What am I eating? Satisfied jerky, pinned at the top, 10% off with the code #AllTheWatts. What if you make the trailer out of a I mean, I know. It's just like, any Vanquish pink rims. October. October is BCA. So October is when you'll see that. If we're doing it. Which I think we are. Get a hold of Literal broke mine in 6 weeks. It was my fault, but they replaced it, no question. Oh, we have the extended warranty as well, but I've got to like upload some pictures and stuff like that. So already did the contact and yeah. What are the narrowest offset VP wheels? The narrowest offset. I mean, most of the 0.8s are very similar in offset. It's very, very fractional differences. And the 225 hub on just about any of the 0.8s. So anything except a 105 or a tank will basically be the narrowest offset. Hey Josh, when are we going to see some running videos of your MOA and shafty build? Hopefully before actual nationals, but who knows? Yeah. They have a tray for mobility scooters that goes into a trailer hitch. Yeah, except this thing is far too wide. So I need one of the, I'm going to get a rack for the back with the big like side-by-side ramps the guys use and just park the trike on top. Am I going to be at Proline by the Fire? Yes, we will be at Proline by the Fire. And that is my deadline for having the trike running and driving reliably. Quotes. Quotes. Yeah. Brian Sherwood, thank you, sir. Brand suggestion for metal knuckles for the F10 aluminum axles. I will give you a, I assume you mean the portal, right? You know what, portal or not. If you mean the portal, I will give you a brand suggestion in like a week or two. Something like that. Maybe a couple weeks. I'll let you know the brand suggestion. If you mean straight axle, then most SCX 10.2 knuckles will work. You'll just have to do a little bit of clearancing. No, the straight axle. Okay. Just about, like I said, just about any of the SCX 10.2 knuckles will work. If anything, when it steers on the passenger side, it may rub the panhard mount like just a hair and either clearance the knuckle or clearance the housing if you want. I would clearance the knuckle a little bit. Just keep all the strength and you'll be set. So then you can run the Vanquish ones, you can run brass ones, you can run like just about anything. So VP coming out with portal knuckles. I don't know. I'll tell you in a couple of weeks. Put a basket on the handlebars. Nope. We're going to have a headlight. And we were discussing this in the mod chat like a week or so ago. I was trying to decide what type of headlight to do on it. And I think we have decided. I think I'm going to do a 5 3/4 inch round headlight with the amber color. I think that'll be the right look. Been trying to find the right one that is that size with the amber and maybe has like the daytime running style or a couple of options. Maybe the blinkers integrated. Who knows? You need an ET basket. No. My headlight will be in the front, and that is all I want up there. As far as paint or powder coat on the frame, it will likely be powder coated. Underglow, yes. Paul, yes, it will. The probably going to do the frame in pearl white and then wheels in orange for the creamsicle look. So trike needs ape hangers. Depending on how the pro tapers work out, I could go with some like 14s, but for now I'm staying with the pro tapers. You can still have a headlight just in front of the no. Are PETG prints easily cut and reattached like oof? I don't know that one. Cutting PETG is I like PETG. I like to print in PETG, but like it's a weird material. 28-inch super apes. I didn't even know they had 28s, Phoenix. That is ridiculous. Josh looks like a custom chrome. Look at custom chrome Kuryakin. I think it's spelled that way for the headlight. Cheaper than Harley. I wasn't looking to go karaoke, but I do remember that brand specifically for the hypercharger they used to have on the Harleys. You guys remember those? They look like the like a supercharger hat with the butterflies. With those 1-inch bars, it would be easy to get some Harley takeoff mini apes. Yeah, that's exact. Because my clamp's already 1-inch. I did get it adapted down to the 7/8, and at this point, it is holding okay. If I need to, I'll drill and pin them, but we'll see. Yeah, the breather cover, but yeah. Any tips for stripped holes in printed parts? Print them again. Otherwise, like, you can put brass inserts in and things like that, but if the wall thickness on there, like you're stripped out already and you put a brass insert in, there's almost going to be no wall left that it's touching. So just reprint them, unless unless you just bought a part and like you don't have a printer to reprint it yourself and you'd have to buy it again. That's a bummer. A large STL Sunday 1/10 trike. So a 1/10 trike is definitely on my list. But it wouldn't be 1/10 because I was looking at if I have to scale it to the tires that are available, because I'll build it around, because you can get the same tires I have, but they're Hoosier dirt track tires and everything, but they're 2.2. So it'd be like, I don't know, like 1/5 scale or so. It'd be like this big probably. Like, but so I'm seriously considering it. Since it's rigid, it doesn't have any suspension. I don't have to mimic that. I'd pretty easily be able to put a little brushless motor in there, make a cover for it, the whole deal. So it's just like, yeah, like, shit, why not? Now, I mean, I could design it up so that it could be printed, but I think actually bending up the steel and making the frame would be the way to go. Josh, I'll send you a hypercharger for the trike. No, Paul. No, I do not want a hypercharger. Look up Spiker Cat to print. Right click, Google Spiker. Oh, the snowblower? Is that what I'm looking at here? Trike. I do not live where there is snow. Yes, Paul, do that. No, Paul, do not do that. send a trike. If they could do round tubing, right? But the square tubing, they make a cat as well, huh? That's quite the freaking snowblower thing. So what is it? Okay, the Cyber Cat. So it looks like the basis of a battle bot looking thing. What are they doing with it? What's the point of this? Well, what's the point of a trike? But still, it's pretty rad though. Do it, Josh. Do not send me a hypercharger, Paul. Why do you have a hypercharger specifically? I would like to know. I want to know why you have a hypercharger. Is a Gladiator your only vehicle right now? And are your future plans as far as full size? No, I have the other Jeep as well, which is an '09 Wrangler. And I bought it new, and it has like almost 200,000 miles on it. You're going to be messing around with e-bikes at all? I have an e-bike. I've got a, what brand is it? Felt. I have a Felt e-bike. It's a very nice bike. It does not get ridden very much, but I got a good deal on it. So I think most people that own a hypercharger would happily send it to you. Such garbage. No. Will you put the bobbed bed on your Gladiator? Toxic, I do not need less cargo space in my bed. I'm going to try and see if there's people who are selling their regular beds after putting the bobbed on, and I'm going to put a double decker on mine. So I have 2 beds. I used to work at Felt. Yeah, that's rad. Building my VS410 Pro that showed up last night. Nice. Which servo horn should I use? Didn't see a length listed. A 20 millimeter Vanquish horn is the one that I recommend. It clears with most servos. Some servos you have to space around a little bit or things like that. You heard it here. Josh needs all the hyperchargers. I do not want hyperchargers. Imagine if you got an RC drive pen equivalent of a hypercharger. Yeah, you want the 300 millimeter CEN Racing servo horn that they use for theirs. I measured it on the video, didn't I? Like 45 millimeters. Like just a bench clearing servo horn, just all the throw, none of the torque. Those bob beds look so good. Some of them do. Who is it that's making those? Motobuilt? Is Motobuilt the one building the bobbed beds? I think so. They do look pretty good, but you have to have the full package. You've got to have a good lift, and you got to run 40s. Like it needs to be a proper. When you turn the wheel, the servo horn actually reaches out and pushes the tire. Yeah, it's just there and it just goes. Hypercharger fenders, hypercharger fuel tanks, hypercharger mud flaps. Is there a weight difference on F10 portals being plastic housings with brass and metal? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I think the aluminum is still slightly heavier. And so, but yeah, that's right. Motobuilt. Is that who I said? Did I say Motobuilt? I don't remember. I have a bumper and comp cut corner guards on my CJ7. I've seen some of the Motobuilt stuff in person, and it's always been nice. So Motobuilt, that's the owner of Motobuilt was what, Dan DeBose, and he was one of the original guys that, like, you guys remember Blue Torch Fab back in the day? Like they were a big 1-to-1. And I don't remember how it happened. Like he left there and then started up Motobuilt, and then Blue Torch Fab after he left just spiraled. They sold like repopped, junk for a while until, or not junk, like the same stuff only, and like maybe had it done at a different place or something like that. And then I think they finally folded, or they sold to another brand before, like a Trans-American or something like that. And Motobuilt just took off. So much work. He did pretty awesome stuff. Do you run the VFD in all your comp trucks? Currently, yes. Yes, I think so. The VFD is just a solid comp transmission too. Like compared, even if you're comparing it to like some of the other popular ones, like if you have a transmission and a forward motor mount with the transfer shaft, and because you have to have like the actual brace and consider that, like the whole thing, like the VFD, start looking at the like machine gears, things like that. You don't put the shrouds on it since they're just decorative. Little things like it goes toe to toe, and it puts the motor in a better spot. Still, VFD is freaking great. What do you want as your next vehicle? I want a Corvette pretty bad. Unless, like, there's a handful of cars I'd really like to have. I would love to have a like a CTSV wagon. Be high on my list. I do want a Corvette. Those are like the ones that are high on my list. C8, no. C6, C7. Even, if it's a toy, C5, Z06, like C6, Z06. Like, it's just, I just want one. I had a C4 when I was in high school, but for like 7 months. Very short lived. I didn't wreck it, I just sold it. But I don't know that I'm looking to get rid of my Gladiator at any time in the near future. Josh, bring me down to Cali. I'll help you finish the track, wire, lights, underglows, Bluetooth amplifier, 4 speakers. Done in a week. Right? I think I can get there. Honestly, it's just the heat right now. I need to like go work on it in the middle of the night in the garage, which could be a plan tonight if it cools down enough. I need to get a fan in my garage. It can be decent outside, and in my garage it's a fucking oven. But underglow, definitely. I have to get like the main components in there, and then figure out where I'm going to put a battery box and get that cut and fabricated, secured in place. Get a headlight mounted, probably a tail light, underglow, obviously. All the little stuff. It's going to take up some time. Hard to beat the value of. That's exactly, Ben. And they just look so good. I like the C8s, but I still think I like the C7s better. I think they look better. So definitely need more wagons in the market. There was like a internet photo going around this week of a what's it? ATS. It was like an ATSV wagon concept, like you wouldn't if you drove a C8. I wouldn't like them, or I wouldn't want to do a C7 instead. One battery, 2 for speak. Wait, what? One battery, 2 for speakers. What do you mean? You wouldn't want the C7 if I drove the C8. I could see that. See, I don't think the C8s look bad. I think they still look good. They just look so different than like me as like a lifelong Corvette fanboy. Like, I like that front engine, long hood. Just like it. Put a freestanding AC unit in the garage. Oof. That's an idea. That is an idea. C8 is missing the third pedal. Nothing against pedal. I mean, I don't know. I would probably do an auto, like by choice, just because. I don't know. Maybe not, but still probably in reality I would. Tell Nicole to open the garage door so in 45 minutes the garage will be cool. That's like, I can have the garage door open all day and it's still a 15-degree swing between just in the door, out the door. Can't handle it. Get a stick, be a man. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I just like you're getting lazy. I drive in traffic all the time. Hey, success. You think you hate it now? Wait until you drive it. Open a back window or something for cross ventilation? That is not a thing here. Roll up door only. No extra. Exhaust the attic above the garage. That would likely help. Take your heels off. Drive a stick. And see, I haven't had a stick since my 2002 Wrangler that I sold in '06. It was a 4-liter 5-speed, you know. Just cut a hole in the vent, right? That night on the live stream, when told Matt, just cut a hole. Oh, yeah. Oh, too much. What are those things floating around in your water? Ice cubes. That's what that is. Ice cubes. Hello, hello. Thanks for checking in, everybody. Must read your garage doors is pointing north. No. Doesn't that make your water no longer fruit? That's what you mean. See, these are not carbonated. These are just regular water. So it's like, eat some Gedden. Vehement. No. Let's see. That FMS box is the FCX 24, which is technically in this. I was looking at it. I did a scan. I was going to look at some, like doing some stuff, and I bought two of them. This is the second. I don't know. I think I still prefer the SCX 24 better. Which I mean, the SCX 24 I like and all, but I still just don't like really like them. Like I don't really get into them. I feel like the FCX 24, this thing would be fine if it was about, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be about an inch longer. Um, but still, just like eh, you can swap the FCX axles into the 24. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Uh, I don't know if it's something I would be interested in or not. I don't know. They just don't excite me. It's like, yeah, I could get into it if it had like a little bit longer wheelbase and was like a little bit wider and ran like bigger tires and was 10th scale. I think I'd be into it. I just can't. I don't know. They just don't. I don't. I mean, nothing against you if you like them. I just can't. I don't know. They don't excite me. I don't think they're not that much fun to me. I try and get them. I'm like, okay, let's try and do. I'm just like, I don't know. I drove this one stock. I wanted to see what it was like. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. And then I don't know. I need to find something that, if we had a competition series around here for the 24 scale, I'd probably get into it because my drive for competition is high. So it would like force me to like have a reason to push. Um, Other than that, I just can't get into it. So in reality, it will probably live in that bag forever until I decide to sell the bag to somebody else. Chris, thank you, sir. Thanks for checking in. Uh, I think Axial will have a 118 scale soon. I mean, I could see that. I could see that. They, the smaller scale stuff has been popular. They'll probably be like, what if we tried a slightly different but still smaller? What are your thoughts on EVs and plug-in hybrids? I I would have an EV as long as it was not my only vehicle. At this point, I understand. I can see how uh, inexpensive they are to operate, even here in California. But our California power grid is a steaming pile. So, and I like to drive long distances. Nicole and I will drive 14 hours in a day with no problem. And I am not going to drive and stop for 45 minutes and then drive and stop for 45. It's just not going to be a thing. So, you know, if it had to be my only vehicle, not for me. But, you know, any word on new SCX6 bodies? Maybe have not heard anything as far as like body options. Let's see. Then have a battery shit the bed, and you're looking at 20K to replace. I mean, I've seen some of them are not that bad, but some of them can get up there. The P100 always catch the Tesla P100. Is that the right? One of my Swiss machine operators at the shop, he's got a Tesla. He likes it, but he's not much of a car guy either. I love my electric golf cart, campground friendly. Yeah, like, I mean, I get the appeal to them sometimes. How long have I been with Vanquish? The pen. That's why it's just a press fit. That makes it. How long have I been with Vanquish? I have been out here in California with them since January of 2016. So what's that make it? Going on over 6.5, going on 7 here soon. So yeah, that's yeah, you know, I like the Rivians. I see a lot of the Rivians here. They look funny. They look like the headlight. I don't know. I think the only thing exciting about the electric cars, I would say that if I was buying an electric car today, this is going to be an opinion that people are going to hate. If I was buying an electric car today, the one that I would choose is the Ford Mach-E. Ugh, I know, right? But that is the one I would. That's the one I would choose. I honestly think it looks pretty good. I'm planning to sell my Sierra Denali and get a Model Y Performance at the end of the year. The cost of gas is more than the cost of the Tesla payment every month. And that's just driving locally. Yeah, Chris, that's, I mean, pretty wild. What hybrid would I get? There's some good hybrids. Man. Trying to think which one I would get, because there's so many like new ones come out that I like didn't even know were available yet. Oh man, that's the Maverick. I do like the Ford Maverick. I like that as well. Lower it and stance it a little bit. The new Charger. I've seen some stuff with that, but I get not wanting a Tesla, but a Ford over a Rivian, I don't call it a truck. I honestly, I kind of like the styling of the Mach-E. Like it's grown. There's 2 in my neighborhood, and I'm just like, dang, like I wish they wouldn't have called it a Mustang. Like, don't put the Mustang on it. It is not a Mustang. Style it like a Mustang, the little cues that it has. But it's not a Mustang. But like, it still looks pretty good. I just saw Mach-E. One of my clients, I got to go inside and check it out. It looks pretty. They do. I'm just saying. Toyota Tacoma EV. What? Oh, if one of them ever comes out, I was like, they came out. Porsche 918 Spy. What's the Taycan? The Taycan's all electric, right? I mean, that's obviously like if my budget is in this area, the Porsche is in the living room. The Santa Cruz, yeah, Santa Cruz, a little similar to the. All I know, I want a Honda E. What is a Honda E, Alex? See, that's the problem with some of these things that they're coming up with. Honda E is that the SE. Alex, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. Ever. That looks like the concept for the Apple car. Ugh. That's terrible. What? It's adorable. No. Taycan Turbo S is like 180K starting price. The new VW bus DK, the new VW bus is terrible as well. Who says they want anything Honda? Hey, I liked my Honda Accord. Both the 2016 and the 94. Off topic, I'm going to say it one more time before I go to bed, Josh. Find a way to use everything from the mystery box on the new CEN. Wait, what do I do with the mystery box? I mean, it's so hard to. I'm so excited. It just. I don't know. How many of you saw Wednesday's show with the mystery box? For those of you that didn't or didn't get Matt and I will both be putting out just like that segment of the video up as a actual video on Monday. So to see like our actual reactions, dude, Matt was mad. He was like, you could tell how mad he was, and I feel like it's because like he's still like there's still some like he has that high, like he was holding out a little bit to be like maybe it's not so bad. Maybe they're not terrible. For those of you that didn't, you can see the video on Monday, but I'll show you what it is because oof. Here was the highlight of the box. This is a set of machined wheels. They're not the worst looking thing ever. They're fine. They're fine. $113 wheels or something like that. Chris Issue, thanks, sure. How much for 2 sets of front sand tires and some Armageddon beef jerky? And what he is saying is that we pulled out the items one at a time to see what they were. Like pulled out first, and we pulled out a set of RC 4-wheel drive front 1.9 sand tires. So the ribbed tires, right? So you would have expected to reach in and then find a set of rear sand tires, which would be paddles. But no, it had become a thing like years back that when you got a mystery box, it would come with like one pair of dog shit tires. So they're like, after that happened, everyone was pissed. They're like, okay, it's going to come with a full set of tires, a set of 4. So this time we just got matching 1.9 tires, but they're all fronts, ribbed front sand tires. Like, are you 4 paddle tires? That would have been fine. Totally agree, chainsaw. But no, we got absolutely boned 4 front smoothie freaking or ribbed sand tires. And then we got this guy, okay? It's a light bar, right? That's not terrible. But somehow they were able to make it terrible because look at how deep that light bar, like it's got a decent profile, not too thick. It's fine, except it's an inch deep. Like, how is that how is that your light bar? How did you make this and be like, yep, sell it? I mean, that's why it's in a mystery box, because everyone who, like, nobody saw it was like, yeah, not buying that. Like, yeah, like if you turn it backwards, it's a half decent spoiler. So that turned out to be, that's garbage. Then we got a snorkel, a rubber snorkel for a HPI Venture. HPI Venture. The worst choice for like, again, terrible. And then there was this. This is like, oh, it would almost go with the light bar because it's like a JST adapter, except that it's made for freaking Tamiya plugs. It has Tamiya plugs on it. Like, holy shit, they sent this to people? And then we pulled out this little thing. This is a scale Polzol, right? It's basically a retractable keychain in a worn case. And like that's okay. Like sure, it's scale. It's stupid, but it's scale. Whatever. It is what it is. Except that they gave us two of them. Like, and they advertised this thing as being $250 in value or more. And if you added up the stuff that's here on their website when we got it, it wasn't even that. It was like $220. So seriously, I can't believe they would do that to their customers. This box of shit, of absolute junk, was 170 or $180 or $190. I don't remember what it was. But the fact that they would do this to their customers, mind blowing. Mind blowing. Oh, I missed one from Jeremiah. Thank you. Josh, why don't you buy a classic car and do an EV conversion? I don't have a shop big enough to do it. The cost of doing it and the time to do it. So it's mainly the three times: the money, the time, and the space. Like all of the things. Yeah. To be fair, the snorkel fits a TRX4 Bronco. Okay, still no. And I mean, a snorkel, I guess, can fit anything because it's rubber, but it's like, what a joke of an item. Like, for one, I think I hate snorkel. Like, anything snorkel is going to be offensive to me anyway, because snorkels, I feel like, are just the ugliest thing. But that's obviously just a personal thing. Yeah, $169. Thank you, Tim. $169. And they're selling that to people who are actual fans of their product, most likely. Except for the exception of Matt and I, evidently. Oof. Oof. So we're going to put that out as a video on Monday. Wait 5 to 10 years to do a retro EV conversion. Yeah, I think so. But I was going to say that earlier. Like, the whole EV idea, like, as things like went to Pebble Beach this year and saw, like, in the concept car area, a lot of the vehicles in the concept area were EVs, as would be expected. And seeing like how they're taking advantage of the packaging of an EV drivetrain and how it can completely change a car is a real, like, that's an actual game changer. So that part of it, I think, is interesting. But there you go. So, but Josh, I still have pretty much everything I got in my mystery box, even the iPhone Baja Tread cases. When did you get yours, Ryan? How long ago was that? That was a big thing at SEMA this year. Oh, the EV conversions. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of those builds come. And then I liked that there was the LS swapped Tesla there as well, though, just to help offset things. Put those sand tires on a drift car and mutilate that. The worst part was the boxes were all the same. Totally agree. Like they really they should be different. But honestly, what they did is they went and they're like, here's what we have that doesn't sell. Make boxes and screw over your customers. Honestly, the marketing person and the person who was in charge of that should all be fired. Like, anybody associated with that project, like, you're just bad for the business. How long have they been sitting on those HPI parts? Travis going, he, like you and I, have a natural love for the HPI Venture. I'm sure you're not talking about me. Pause. Richard builds with the LS Tesla is neat. 2014 or 2015 is when you get that one, right? Jesus. Correction. I used to like the TF2, Matt says. Yeah, all be fired. Agreed. They should all be fired. And false advertisement, honestly, it said should be $250, and it was not. So, like, the only thing is like, technically the winch that pulls all things were on sale. So, like, oh my God, what absolute. How many employees approximately on RC4 Drive? Man. There's got to be maybe a dozen in the US or so. They send out a Christmas card and it's got like them on there, and I'm like trying to remember. It's something like that. Maybe I won't be on the Christmas card list this year. Stock reduction at its worst. Yeah. Throw it away and take the ride off if it's that bad. I wonder how many chargebacks RC4 Drive has gotten for their credit card processors. I've never filed a PayPal claim, but maybe it's time. I love my Venture. Still wish HPI would make more of a comeback. Why would you like your Venture, though, Travis? Like, are you a contrarian? Because like nothing that it did was better than anything else on the market by the time they finally released it. If it would have come out when it was supposed to, it could have had like carved its niche, because it had a nice smaller axle. The motor was forward. It like had some cool features about it. But then it came out and it's like, well, all of this has already been done, and it's a little bit better. And like, because they had like the clamping style link mounts on there, and the link pockets were all wrong, and it came with plastic links, and it just like everything about it was just like, nope. Venture had all the things that people loved about the AE truck now. Wait, what do you mean, Phoenix? Didn't have overdrive. It did have small axles, but it had the clamping. Like, the axles were close to okay, but not. It had dog bones. Little. I have 3 Ventures. I hope you got them for free. It would have been such a good truck if it would have come out when it was supposed to, instead of 4 years later and then not. I, that hurts, Josh. Plus, you didn't help with the link to the truck. Oh, where does Venture RC go to now? VentureRC.com goes to. Wait for. Oh, goes to my website. Okay. So, when HPI was trying to, when they were like going to announce that truck, for those of you who weren't around at the time, so HPI, they were doing the Element thing before Element was the thing, and they launched it by like, they started all new social media accounts. They didn't follow anybody, like they didn't follow like just HPI and their brands. They just followed a bunch of like influencers or people that were on like we all see this thing popping up, Venture RC. You're like, okay, that's interesting. And then they started posting these like kind of, like sneaky photos. Like it was the truck and you could like see a little bit of a diff cover and you could tell like we didn't have many FJ Cruiser options at the time. So you're like, this is a new brand. Like, and it's just called Venture RC. That's what their Instagram or Facebook pages were called, Venture RC. So oftentimes when things like this pop up, I'll just do a quick check to see if I'll look at like the who is privacy data for the website just to see if it's not private. And then if I was like, oh, well, there's nobody who even owns VentureRC.com. So I bought the URL and then I redirected it to Traxxas. Because at the time, Traxxas didn't have a scale truck. They were years away from having a scale truck still. And everyone's like, Traxxas is getting into it. Holy crap. Turned it into this big deal. Everyone thought, kept going. And we just sat back and let it roll. And everybody freaked out and just like, just let it until it was, I think that they must have had like a whole plan with how they were going to do this rollout. It must have been weeks or months worth of how they were going to sneak this thing into the market, like slowly, just teaser here, teaser here. And I just did that and it just threw. I mean, it was because back then we were mainly on internet forums. The Facebook stuff wasn't a thing. So it was like, but on the internet forums, it was just like, is Traxxas coming out with a scaler? And it's 45 pages in a forum. I'm just, and it just blows up. You just let it sit until they finally, did the release information. They're like, no, it is HPI. This is an HPI car. It was just mass hysteria. I found it hilarious. And now I've still kept the hold of the website, the URL, and I just redirect it in places, different times, different. I mean, I didn't know who it was. If it was Traxxas, that would have been funny, but now do it to RC 4-wheel drive. Do a teaser, send it to them. Nope. It's just, it has to be the right amount of, it was just the perfect storm. They were putting it out there as Venture RC, but they didn't own the website. Like that was the thing, like they're like, oh, like they were trying to be sneaky with their marketing, but they missed that one thing. Like when Axial changed their name to Axial Adventures, first thing I did was go check if they bought the URL. They did. Because if they didn't, someone was going to own it. I don't think it redirected it anywhere, but it was not available for purchase. It does go to... Oh, they did change their website now. It goes to a skin of the Horizon website. That's new, because is Axial Racing still up? Nope, it redirects. They stood up a new website. I didn't know that. Banner right at the top. Welcome to the new Axial Adventure website. Let's see. Most people trying to buy those potential future rules, trying to cash in, not trying to end the world, Josh. Nope, I would hold it. It would be mine forever, and it would just go to my YouTube channel. How much longer till Traxxas get into the small scale? That's a great question. Like, I just wonder if they have market data from when they did like the Latrax stuff, and even if it wasn't like sales volume, like maybe they sold well, but maybe the amount of customer service per profit was too high. It's hard to say. Josh, put the Vanquish on the bench from last week. Has Harley Motorcycles ever tried to buy your URL? Nope. And I try and keep it very not trying to look anything like it or trying to do anything like I just trying to stay in my own little world. And, you know, like I hope that I don't, like, I'm not too close, even though I like to use orange. Try and make it look very different. Very, very different. How many URLs do you own? Quite a few. Quite a few pretty random ones. I think I own like, I don't know. I own quite a few. I used to own like RC Mega Truck, but I don't own that one anymore. I don't think. I think someone else bought that one. I think I like sold that at auction. And that was years ago. Oh no, I still do own it. Which one did I sell? I forgot I owned that one. Oh yeah, I own amain.com. EHMAIN, like the Canadian A-Main. A-Main? Do you get them on GoDaddy? I get them on Hover. Hover. Can I go to my Hover account? Am I logged in on this computer? Sign in. Let's see, control panel. I am signed in. Yay! So, I own some of these that I own are so retarded. So, I own A-Main. I own Brodiator, like Gladiator, but like Brodozer, and Gladiator, but Brodiator. VentureRC.com, JoshThede.com, RCMegatruck.com, RCCarcast.com. And then there's some others that are ridiculous. Ridiculous. Nothing inappropriate, but still. Brodiator's probably one of my favorites. Where is it? Is it redirecting anywhere right now? I forgot that I still owned RC Megatruck. Phoenix stock body. Yes, this is the Phoenix stock body. These are 4.19 tires, but that's it. Missed it. Is that a hard body? No, this is just the stock VS410 Phoenix, the new one with the straight axles. So yes, that is my weird fascination with buying URLs. They all just go to my YouTube. So the paint job is sweet. You know what? I agree. And Moose Jaw did it. When did you put your paddle tires on? I don't have any paddle tires. I don't know what you mean. I have ribbed tires. Should read. Wait, bro. I don't know what that is, Phoenix, and I don't want to go. I don't want to go to that. Where is Moose Jaw? Moose Jaw is in. Oh yeah, I don't know where he is. He's probably on his way down to Sac because he's moved to Nevada, but they're still like in transition between their California. So he's probably coming down to spend the long weekend with the family. How much do they cost to maintain? The websites? I don't. I think they're like 12 or 13 bucks a year. It's you know, it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. I thought A main went to A. Oh, that's right. I do have A main going to A main, just because like it'd be funny if someone actually typed that and like went to it. Like, oh, and the A main thing is actually like my A main like partner link. So it goes through there. Like, so if you go shopping on A main, go to A main instead, and then it'll let them know I sent you. There you go. Always shop through A main. What is a good budget electronic setup that is still waterproof for the VS410? Ethan, that's a great question. And luckily, I have a specific list of that for you available here. Paste link there. There is a link that'll take you to the website, and you can go on there and you can find inexpensive electronics packages that'll work well in a Phoenix. So there you go. Do I like Porsches? Yep, sure do. Can you see how much traffic each site gets? You know what? I don't know that. I never check. Ooh, it's $16.99 a year, actually. No, I don't have website analytics set up on all of these. I could probably see like the ones that redirect to my website or my YouTube channel. Like, I guess I don't have them all to my YouTube. Some of them I have redirect to my regular website. And I could like check the number of redirects from there. So that's so yeah. Do you use GoDaddy for URLs? No, I use Hover, Hover, except for my regular website, which is on GoDaddy because I've had it there for, I don't know, 12 years, something like that. A long time. You're going to send that stuff in the 1K box? No, I will not be sending any of the RC4-wheel drive stuff in that box. Unless I use it as packing material. Maybe I can have it ground and then use it as packing material. The ads on your regular site are trash. Those are called vignette ads, and those help me pay for the website every month. So tough. It's free content. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's a pain in the butt. But, the $36 a month I have to pay for the website, the ads pretty much pay for. So, tough. Stock S6 to best chassis upgrade for performance. Using remaining stock parts so I don't need to figure out cross braces, links, etc. Ooh, just hot swap the chassis better. I don't have an answer for that. That's to reuse the same cross braces and stuff. I do not know, because that servo mount stuff like that is so dependent on the arc of the front of the chassis. Yeah. I do not have an answer for you. Not against ads, just those off. Just those are awful. I know what you mean. I don't really have a lot of control over them. It's just like a toggle thing. I'm using Squarespace. So. And I'm also not a website designer, as you can probably see by my website. Let's see. Yeah. Oni, you could just get a VS410 chassis, and then that will pretty much just bolt in. That would be the best option, but you know, depends if you're looking for flat rail stuff. Besides Pirate RC, who makes a flat rail chassis for the VFD skid plate? The Brazen Scale ATL. That's what my Class 2 is, and that one would be another option. That one is probably out of like the ones that I have built, like the Pirate, Rock Pirates RC, the G Speed, the Brazen Scale. I built that scatter gun from Northwest Scale Designs. What else did I build? Oh, I built the TGH Titan. The Brazen's probably been my favorite. I don't love the style of it, but I do like the. I liked the way that it went together. Toyzuki. I haven't built a Toyzuki not in like 10 years. The scattergun was a fun build though. I built a scatterbrain from birth. It was a scratch build. Yeah, the scattergun was a fun build as well, but it took a lot of fiddling. It was far from a plug and play. Thinking of picking a new straight axle Phoenix, would you pick that over the Portal kit for a first 1/10 scale crawler? It is quite literally just like a personal preference thing. Whether you want straight axles or portals, like there's almost nothing more to it other than whether you like that or not. I do like the fact, I like the way straight axles look, and I like the fact that it comes with a 90mm shock, so you get a little bit more suspension travel. So there is that. So it's my preference for that usually. But does your events calendar still show 2020? Yeah, like I think we all had, probably does. And maybe I finally took it down. No, it does still show 2020. I need to update that. So yeah, that's a good point. It's almost the end of 2022. I'll get that taken down. That was a fun thought at the time. I'm over it now. Is there a Vanquish Products HQ showroom? No, we are not. We do not do open because it's manufacturing. If you have manufacturing and you want to have that type of, then your insurance and things like that for public is wild different. So we just say nope, no people, and you don't want to come where our shop is anyway. Nicole just flipped me off. I don't. No reason. I don't. Well, probably a reason. I just don't know it. he probably deserved it. Yeah, probably. Sketchy area, AF area. Yeah, it did. You sure see some stuff. We saw a guy boxing in the middle of the road yesterday. Not against anybody, other than just like his own demons, but he was going to town. She thinks you're number one. She's hungry and waiting for you to eat. No, I got her food before I came home. Wait, manufacturing what? Sorry. Vanquish? I work at Vanquish every day. Vanquish Products, where we manufacture RC parts. Like right there, right here in California. Most of the things you buy from Vanquish manufactured right there. Now, it's just the, injection molded parts, we don't have injection molding or gear cutting. So those are the big things that we have to outsource. So most of the plastic stuff and gear cutting. Sounds like the show's over soon. What percentage of content of the Phoenix is made in America, or does the machine stuff get made? So with the Phoenixes, those are basically a finished kit. So those come like basically ready to go. That was the only way we could get the price on those so far down. But like the Pros and Ultras, where we machine a number of that stuff, that goes in there. That's why, like the Pro and Ultra, there's a whole like percentage thing. So like based on the percentage of stuff in the Pro or Ultra, like we could legally, technically put made in the USA on those. And we're just like, that is so overly sketchy. Like, even though it would be perfectly legal, it would be such a like misleading, shitty thing to do. So we're just like, no, like even though we make most of it here, like we just put the legal stuff on the box that says that parts were made in Taiwan. Like, and it's just like, that's fine. So we don't, like even though what we're manufacturing on it, like it's not worth it. It's like, it would just become like an internet thing. Like they're saying that it's, then you like have to give the explanation like, well, technically, and it's just not worth it. Like we still do our thing here, and that's good. We would call you out. Exactly. Like, don't need it. Don't need it. Not how we need to do this. Let's just final assembly part in box. Yeah, it's just like you can't, box made in the US. And there's companies that will do that. We're just like, we don't need that. Why is the Ultra and Pro such a bigger price than the Phoenix? Because they come with like machined aluminum axle housings. There's just a number of things that are higher spec. Like the Pro, for example, it's the machined aluminum axle housings, the machined gears in the transmission, aluminum posts on the transmission, machined motor plate, all the machined gears in there as well. And then on the Ultra, again, it's the machined axles, machined portal knuckles, which are much more involved. A number. That's the main differences on those. The portals themselves are just expensive. Is your box design art done in-house? All the boxes look great. It's done by, not in-house. It's done by a friend of mine who I've worked with in the RC business since 2007, maybe. He's one of my real good friends. He's back in Kansas City, so he does a lot of stuff for us, and yeah, so he's been in the RC business for a super long time, and he does good work. Like all the photos on the box are taken by another RC guy here in our area, in Sacramento area, Brad Perry, and he's just an RC guy who also does some photography, so have him do that. Moose Jaw, who just checked in from Sacramento, he painted the bodies on the last box. Well, it's just RC guys, so yeah. Yeah, so we beat him up pretty good on the boxes and make him do this. I'm pretty picky. I'm a dick to work with. No, I'm not that bad. They're all lucky to work with me. I tell them every day. How's it going? Run a direct power servo in my SCX6 and with its own battery. Is there a way I can keep an eye on the milliamps so I don't run it too low? So, I mean, you could put a voltmeter on there, or if you just get one of these. They're a LiPo checker, but they're also a low voltage monitor. It says right on the back, low voltage monitor. So you'll plug it right into the balance tap separately, and these have a loud beeping, like a siren on them, that will let you know if it gets too low. And these are like $5. And they have a voltage meter on it. And if you mount it in a way, what I would tell you to do, what I would politely suggest you do, tell you to do. So on my charger, this is my balance board for my charger. It's an extended one, so it gets out of the way a little bit better. But beyond the extended ones, I buy these extra long balance leads so that when you plug it into your charger, you can easily put it all into your lipo bag without having like your your balance board like halfway hanging out. So you get these, and then you could mount your your monitor anywhere you want with it like that. Mount it so you could see it, and then just plug your battery into that side, and you'd be set. And yeah, this is a Venom, and Venom is out of business. They went bankrupt. I thought you had muffin top. Yeah, I'm almost four. I'm getting fat again. Tough. So, don't go underwater with those voltage checkers. They freak out. You know what? I'm always of the opinion of don't go underwater. But get yourself the extended either or both. But you set up these. You have to get it for like each one. This is a 4-cell one, but you can get it for a 3-cell or whatever. And then Tom Havel, cheers from SFO again. Got delayed again. Here's your next airport beer. Tom, what are you down in SFO so much for? That's a lot. Hard to compete with change batteries. Work just as well for batteries. Which one? I didn't see. Oh, the Venom. Well, Venom had a lot of issues. Venom had a lot of their own stuff, but yeah, that they had some interesting stuff. I mean, and Venom wasn't manufacturing their own batteries either. Is the thing. Like, there's like 3 major battery manufacturers over in China. Gensace is one of Gensace is also a manufacturer. They're one of the largest manufacturers, and they make the batteries for a lot of the other people who you may be buying. Like, so just so you know, like, you don't have to buy like I'm buying these people's battery. And it's like, cool, still have battery. I don't think Josh drinks beer anymore. He's stuck on warm static water. Venom was a pretty good movie. Nicole started watching it last night, and then she turned it off halfway through. Working for Rivian and supporting the West Coast-ish area. Oh, interesting, Tom. You left Mercedes, huh? You were with Mercedes for a long time, I thought. Let's see. The second one's I didn't know that there was two. I liked how Venom batteries included adapters for nearly all current. That was cool because it was an XT60 plug, but then they came with like a little Dean adapter. I still have. I wonder where that is. I still have one of the XT60 to Dean adapters because, like, if anyone ever needs a battery and for some reason they're still running Deans like a crazy person, if you're not running XT60, ooh, that'd be a fun poll. What battery connector are you running? So XT, I'm just gonna put like for like normal 10 scale, so XT60 Dean. If you're like, I run XT90 because I only run ARMA, then like, I Deans, IC/EC. and Traxxas. I'm not putting Tamiya because if you run Tamiya, I assume that your smartphone only types in T9 and you probably can't select the option that you want to vote for. The yellow ones, XT60. That is the correct answer. XT60, anything else is limited. Okay, yes, thank you. Tamiya Y splitter with a RC four-wheel drive light bar. I just cut all connectors off and run alligator clips. What is the mathematics that makes XT60 the best? I'll tell you. I'll give you my rationalization. These are technically XT90s, but I'll still tell you why. So the XTs do flow current very well. Now, the IC and EC use a similar size bullet and therefore are a pretty good plug as well. But they flow super well. The real big benefit to me, beyond the fact that so much of everything is going XT, like chargers, things like that, they're all like building XT like right into it. Like, go for it. But compared to Dean's or Traxxas, things like that, just the ability to be able to solder in these, for what use, soldering these is super easy as well. Just, you know, pull it up in there, get it hot, and then you just press everything in. It's so easy. But after the fact that after you get it on there, you can take and actually rotate the bullet so that you don't get that like half, like under like half a twist tension on your battery lead. So you're just like, oh man, like that one wire is always just like, it's just off like 5%. That XT, I'm telling you. Just plus the reason everything else runs XT. Like, you got to do it. Switch it. Do all of it. Get 100 cars, swap them all. And how cheap they are. They're so cheap. Let's see. XT90, XT60, Traxxas, Dean's, and little S624 connectors. I'm too lazy to change my ESC. What about the JST PH 2.0? I don't know what that is. PH 2.0. Right click Google. Wait, is it that one? You're talking about the little red guy? I call foul, sir. Dean's only just outrank to me a plug. Yeah, Dean's do not flow current very well. Tell you what, XT60 is leading, but not by enough. Tamiya's clip style OG. I remember when we used to be able to out amp Tamiya plugs in like the mid 2000s, like super easily, like running brushed stuff. Dean's were great 15 years ago. Dean's were the way to go 15 years ago. Do we need to flow 200 watts all the time? 200 watts? Probably at least. 200 amps? No. But I think an XT60 can flow like 90 amps. I think a Dean's was something wild low. Like, or maybe it was like the heat soak that it would have at like 15 amps, 60 amps peak total. Not peak, but total. Yeah, constant, I should say. Not total. Total is the wrong word. I remember there was a whole article done on the flow. Dean's is like 30 amps. I wonder if that's like continuous all the way. Like, like that would be. I wish I could find that again just to see. So that's the. I'd love to get like someone to redo that or find good data and like repost it because it was pretty interesting to see. Dean's T-plugs work fine for a crawler up to 3S. There's a lot of caveats there. If you're running like a nice brushless system, you can pull way more amperage. You can definitely heat up or limit amperage. You just go to a better connector and all of a sudden you could be getting more power. So you could be limiting yourself if you're running a nice high power brushless setup. I'm telling you. Do you know the formula to take kV rating and get the RPM for a motor? kV is literally, it is the equation. If it's 2700 kV, you get 2,700 RPMs per volt. It's that simple. So if you want to take it for like a 3S battery, so 2,700 times, you can times 12.4 since that's a fully charged. Oops. Yeah, and then that would be 33,480 peak RPMs, which is pretty close to standard. You know, that 30,000, mid 30,000 range is pretty much like 4-pole RPM range usually. Usually, I know that the drag racing guys are spinning like 100,000 RPM motors, some crazy shit like that. Benefits of Traxxas connectors: one size fits all and backwards compatibility. But they're huge and they're kind of a bitch to solder, and I don't like them. They're just so big. Too big. The Traxxas ones are probably my least favorite. So that's, after building drag RC cars, I really seen the benefits of good battery connectors. Oh, for sure. Like the drag guys who are pushing crazy high amps. Yeah, you can't, it just shows where some of those things are. And people will underestimate like where there can be holdbacks in their system. They could have really nice stuff and be running a little roadblock in their system that they've got $350 worth of a motor and ESC. And then they're using a Dean plug that could seriously be holding back performance. Like just changing a battery plug could be like the punch difference between to make that system actually worth it. In RC drift with turbo, some motors spin 250,000 RPMs. What? I've never heard of RPMs that high. That's freaking wild. Wild. I've never heard that. I'm running 0 gauge wired soldered straight to the ESC in my DR10. DK, I'm running 0 gauge wire just for my BEC. So, I mean, step your game up. That's what I should run in the TRX 4000 is 0 gauge. Like if you guys have ever seen 0 gauge, it's like a freaking bratwurst. Yeah, I mean that's, yeah. What's up, Logan? Ding dong, West Desert Wheeler, whatever you like to go by today, or whatever nickname we have assigned for the afternoon. I have 0 gauge through my ears. I have 0 gauge going to the amp in the back of my Jeep, and you know, going to the alternator and things like that. I'm double aught on my balance plugs. How much of a problem is XT60 coming unplugged? Is this a common occurrence? I've never had an XT60 come unplugged on me. Except if I like didn't have my battery secured and I hit something and it went, boom. Had that happen before. In a crash or two. Logan works. Going out to practice dodging cones, Chupa Interceptor, Sporty, and MO. Nice. Logan, you gonna come to you Comp Crawler Nationals? That's not too far from you. Or are you going to Proline by the Fire? Also, there's another one. Maybe it's XT60 mostly come unplugged during crazy bashing. Ah, I could see that. So, what was that noise again? It's hard to say. Hard to say. I make noises sometimes. I don't even know what they are. How possible or impossible is it to swap an IFS swap ABS 410? I mean, it would be possible, to put it in there. But, you wouldn't be able to run a VFD with it because of the centered output. And so that would be the difference. You'd have to be running a 3-gear trans or something similar. Building anything for programming by the Fire 22 besides a trike? I don't think so. Nothing overly special that I have decided on yet. I mean, I should get to work on the Woods Runner, since I think I had that for last Proline by the Fire, and it's in basically the same state, but that's fine. Is there a brand of X60 plug you like to buy? It has changed because there'll be brands that I like that make them in a certain orientation, then they become no longer available. I found, there's here. Can we see the Woods Runner? Unfortunately, no. I cannot show you the Woods Runner today. Woods Runner next Friday. I could have it able to be shown next Friday. Have you shown a video yet? Have you riding the 3-wheeler? I want to see it. It's not drivable yet, so no. I heard if you run XT60, you can charge at 20 amps regardless of battery size. It's just a get out of jail free card. So what's E3 is as delivered it last year? What? Yeah. Yep. It is as shown. And I was gonna show it earlier, but then I realized that it's I can't show you guys it, and I'm not gonna tell you why. Not gonna tell you. And so, AMAS. I have bought a lot of the AMAS ones recently. There's so I should text you on Telegram tomorrow. God. Oh, they've hit like 5 times this week. 5 different. One was like a super old video. It's just so freaking annoying that that freaking scam. What is next to the orange dumpster? Ah, that is the matte signal. Like the bat signal, but the matte signal because it says SBG. Matt made and detailed that. And it works, but it needs a brighter light. And I have a Q series for it somewhere, but I have not made that. I thought you actually responded to my comment. It looks like a moving light. You know I do lighting for comps. Yes, I do know that, Chris. Oh, you're best. Also, send me a pic of the. What did you say before? XT60, pretty much all I run. Also, send me a picture of the Woods Runner. I can send you a picture of the Woods Runner. It's just some of the parts on it. What new unreleased BP part is on the Woods Runner? I can't tell you. I can't tell. Nipix, let me tell you. So these are the Nipix. Any pliers or things like that I buy from now on is going to be these Nipix. So I had used a set of flush cuts on the stream at some point, and like I had screwed up the jaws. And I was like, I need to buy a new set of flush cuts. And one of the guys who was watching the stream, he's like, hey, I've been a 12-volt tech for 20 years or whatever he said, 12 years. Like, get the Nipix. And I've had some other Nipix, and I needed that like reminder or that push, like buy the Nipix. And these were like 4 times, 5 times the cost of a regular set of flush cuts, but they're just a different level of quality. My shock building O-ring pliers are Knipex as well. And again, they're just built so well. Scale Metal Supplies table giveaway details. Let's see. Technically, I believe that it is already passed. Because we talked about that was a live stream takeover sponsorship. So you gotta watch the Wednesday live shows. You don't have to watch them live. You can watch them after the fact. And all of the details are in those. The Germans know what's up. I agree. So I need to slowly replace everything with the Knipex. I swear they're just so good. They really are. Walmart house brown flush cutters for the cheap. I mean, I've got cheap flush cutters too, I think. If not here somewhere. Oh, in the garage. And it's just such a, like, when you get that set of Knipex, like, oh. And too late to know the discount code if you want to go to if you want to go to Flying Cars. If you want to go to scalemetalsupplies.com, then use the code Flying Cars 2 for 20% off. So there you go. 20% off site wide. Flying Cars 2, the number 2. I have all the Klein tool cutters, strippers, and crimpers. I think some of my other ones Klein. Oh, my Klein, like my lineman pliers, which are like one of my favorite sets of pliers are Kleins, and those are good too. I use the flush cutters that I got with my Ender 3. Yes, I know what you mean. Did you guys pick the winner? We have them all aggregated. And Matt, I just have to go through and get the count and pick the number and then figure out which one it is. Aardvark Spleen, thanks for joining. Good seeing you again. Look up the Knipex pliers wrench. Select, right click, search. Are these like a ratcheting set of water pump pliers? Or what do you guys call that type of, I guess we always call them water pump pliers. Channel locks, right? Because like Channel Lock's the brand name, right? And I guess I always called them water pump pliers growing up, or my dad did. So that's where I learned. Like, I don't even know if that's a real name for them. Water pump pliers. Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys know Matco sells Knipex pliers for cheaper than Snap-on? Just saying. I did not know. I've honestly bought most of my Knipex on... Where was I buying those? Some of them I've bought through... Well, some of them I could only find in stock on Amazon. Like, the Scale Studio. Thank you, sir. Did any RC4 drive rep make contact regarding the mystery box? He was wondering if they were watching. They watched. They didn't contact me specifically. They contacted Matt. I wasn't. I don't know that I will not disclose. The 50K can get finished. The Toxic Crawlers is the winner of the 50K track, even though that I'm just going to deliver it to him personally in Vegas here. Wait, is Scale Builders Guild in here? Is Matt still in here? No, he's not still in here. Yeah, he was the one who I didn't have the personal correspondence, so it's not my place to. We can ask Matt on Wednesday. How about that? But we're like I said, we're gonna put out the video separately, so I assume that more people will see it then. And who made Nipix before Nipix was a company? Wait, what? I don't know anything about it. Honestly, Nipix is a brand that is newer to me, not one that I had owned before. So that was bit of like only recently, and it was because the first set of Nipix that I bought was these from the shock ones because I needed one that had a small enough point to the things for it to work well with the Eclipse, and Nipix was like the brand. I'm like, and getting those, I was just like, anytime anybody suggests like you should get the Nip, I'm like, okay, well, I better get it then. These Nipix, what was the one? Wrench pliers? Is that what you call them? Do they have a really? They do have a small one, 3-piece set. Is that the J4411J0? I think it's the A0. This is no, it is the J0. You're right. They have a J0 and an A0. And both I think had the same size. But that's maybe the A0 was a bend. Say Nipix one more time. They speak English and what? Say what again? You guys got me all fired up about the mystery box. Matt is here still. I'm saying I'm letting Matt. I did not have the correspondence. Start charging rental. CRCG posted a video about 4 weeks ago of an LCG custom build that looks crazy. Nope, never. I've never heard of that person or thing. Hey Matt, what did you get in the mystery box? Same thing as me. Exactly. Which made it even better. Even anything that comes with anything to me a plug in it in 2022. Skype in Matt and spill the beans. He's probably in his boxers watching Batman again. Surprised Josh didn't set the box on fire. Callie though, yeah, you can't. You just get me. Dude, you almost got a full stash a week after shave. I shaved again today. Yeah. See, he brought out the matte light and he showed. You're right, Matt. We had the matte signal out. Fire BeamNG, mate. No BeamNG tonight. I don't think. In bed, boxers, movie on. One AirPod in or two? That's the question. That's the question. Josh shooting from. Josh hair grows like Bert. Dude, I'm telling you, it's getting long. Like this. Like that. It's out of frame long. That is why you see the wings out of the side of my side of my hat. Ridiculous. And so let's see. Where did I miss your scales? Oh wait, there it was. Oh yes, $5 for. Okay, I did answer it. Just making sure. Bird Reynolds comeback. I have 4 years of growth on you. Oh man. Diet blonde and be Johnny Bravo. Should I know who Johnny Bravo is? I don't know who that is. Johnny Bravo. Searching. Oh wait, I know who that is. Yeah, I think I'm missing the like muscle part of it. Why is 2K on Deluxe Fab for an MOA, and why do I want to spend it? Because it's awesome. Oh, it's so cool. It's fun. Mullet and a stash. I mean, with the trike going, I mean, I could get the sides shaved down, get the mullet going. What ladders you recommend from Scale Metal Supply? They have ladders? Like sand ladders? Or you mean like the little posts? Josh doesn't want me to buy Phoenix since he's too busy playing with his hair. I didn't see your question, Mike J. Where is it? Is it up here? I don't see any question from you. Oh wait, no. No, I still don't. I don't know what happened there. Did you paint your own sporty body? Does it have any wood paneling? I have not painted my sporty body yet, but I will at some point. Post. Ah, okay. I'd get like the 3-inch ish ones, 3-4 inch. Like those are pretty universal. I know they have the longer and the shorter, but like those are the ones like in the middle there. Oh, she'll be sporting a man bun soon. It's gonna get pretty long. I'm growing it long. That's the whole plan. Am I the only one that thinks it's odd that Matt called his latest Earth Roamer Harley design? I was gonna make that comment too. Earth Roamer HD. I was like, oh, thanks. Frankly, I'm shocked he has any working pens left. Figured they all would have broke by now. I know. It's the the website's ding dongs. No, it's the Harley Designs version, Matt. I saw it. Their website actually goes to my website. I own their website. It's been forwarded. I'm surprised that I have any left that still work. Because while there is I mean, how funny is it that there's that high of a failure rate on their 16-cent pins? Oh, does it go back together? Sure. You could press it back in, but it'll probably fail just as fast. I think, like, be fair. Do 4 hard clicks. 2. I just, I feel like he should do like Russian roulette, like put it like. I'm just saying. Let's see. They sent a bunch of crap pens? No. You had to buy these pens. And Gunner from Satisfied Jerky bought 250 of them and then sent Matt 150 and put the other 100 in a box of jerky for me as well. Used them as packing material. Oh, that one. It's like you have to mix and match parts to make them work. I have an idea. Use the broken pen bodies and parts to make a medieval truck, bro. Oh my god. Don't worry, I have 100 of them. But in much better news, I have Satisfied Jerky. SatisfiedJerky.com. Hashtag all the watts to save 10%. Better save the good ones. Oh man. Can I? It's gonna be like a secret handshake. You're probably by the fire, you're gonna come up and be like, any pens? I have to like keep them in a vest pocket. They're good ones. I mean, they didn't write terribly as long as the cap stayed on. They were a little fine for my liking, but they started writing immediately. You didn't have to like get them going. You didn't have to warm them up. They were ready to go. What can you say? Quality. You need a Silent Bob jacket. Exactly. I feel like it should be like a messed up version of it. Fishnet Silent Bob jacket. See right through it. You can see the pens in the pocket. Still be like, those are definitely melted down Marlin cabs. Take all the pins with you back to Pearline by the fire. See if RC Pro Drive wants them. I'm going to bring them all. We'll put them all on the desk. But you have to take them and then go and put them back on RC 4 Wheel Drive's desk. So they just all of a sudden have a pile of pens. Like, we didn't bring any pens, did we? How is there so many of our pens here? Hey, answer my question. Hey, if you weren't if you weren't is what that's supposed to say, working for Vanquish, what other brand would you try to work for if it had to be an RC brand? That's a solid question. He said, yo, answer my question, cabron. That's a solid question. Who would it be? Oh man. And I'm assuming you want it to be like major, like a major brand, not like Scale Metal Supplies, so I could build all the metal stuff that I wanted. Who would it be? I mean, Gen's Ace is a pretty major brand. Love their batteries. It leaves me wide open to work on whatever I want. It's a nice thing about Vanquish. I can work on damn near anything. The Scale Studio. In-station drive shafts work SCX-10 2 RTR. SCX-10 works with Venture. I believe so, but I don't know for sure. MST. No. That'd be a hard no. Not RC 4-wheel drive. That's a great answer. Who would it be? Man. Dang it. That is a I feel like Traxxas has a certain amount of like I could see that because a big company probably could do okay there, all that. But I feel like I would have to be like limited to only doing those things. Element, I don't know. I mean, even though it's associated, again, they seem pretty locked down. J Concepts, I feel like those guys, I feel like they have to like to party because that's the only excuse for the body names. Like they're just hungover and just be like, fine, Lloyd, whatever. You say Lloyd? That's whatever. Like, stop talking. We should close the blinds. My head hurts. Just shut up about it. I don't want to talk. I have J Concepts. For one, they're in Florida. So, Florida man stuff. I think that's the answer. Yeah, it's J Concepts. You could never be in trouble at work. They'd be like, best thing we ever saw. Good enough. Let's go. So, yep. Okay, then paddle tires. What? So go from hot and forest fires to hot and humid hurricanes? Like, I feel like a little closer to the Freedom Factory. Bonus there. No terrain is a bummer, major bummer. But you're close enough to the southeast that, like Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, like those are some of our favorite places. Like those are like some of the best. Like, if there was RC companies in like Alabama, Tennessee, like I'd be like, okay, well, like let's look at some options here. West Coast is not humid, exactly. So, but we have the hot and forest fires versus there, which is hot and humid. West Coast is best coast. Kind of agree. Just saying. Like, I like a lot of things about the East Coast, and I love the Southeast. But West Coast kind of has a lot of things. Like, other than all of the other stuff that goes with the West Coast is pretty awesome. Coming from a Midwest kid that freaking misses the Midwest real bad. West Coast is the meh coast. Whatever. Just come less west to here in Utah. Utah, I mean, like I said, Alabama, Tennessee are some of my favorites, but Utah is like number one. Down in like Cedar City, St. George area, that's where I would be. Josh, you're all about Oregon. I've done a little bit of Oregon, not a lot, mainly drive through. And like going up to Washington, like, and I mean, I enjoyed my times in both of those, but I don't like Utah is hard to beat as far as like terrain goes. Up there felt like Northern California. I was like, okay, it's okay. I liked them, but I mean, for one, cost of living, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, makes this California stuff look like ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, if I lived in Utah, I'd be going crawling every day. Exactly. Yeah. Just got back from going to town. I can't believe you're still alive. I'm always still alive at almost 9 o'clock. Which you would prefer, humidity or pure heat? So I grew up with humidity, and it is true. Like, you'd never get used to it. Like, humidity is just, you just get out of the shower, and then you're like, why am I sweating already? So the heat here in California, nothing like back home. Like, that is the weather here, even though it sucks right now, it's still a lot better than what I'm used to. Where is Vidyo? He's in Utah. He is in Utah. I think he's in the Salt Lake area. I'm in Utah. Crawling now. It's 109 right now, and in Utah right now it's it's not 8 o'clock. Oof, that's spicy. That's spicy. 9:03 is the cutoff time for this show. Exactly. Valley of the Sun, super dry, and we have 70s in the winter. See, Phoenix is pretty hot. Maybe up in like, what do you call it? Oh wait, 9:50, 10 p.m. What? Almost 10. It's 8:50. It's 8:54. What are you talking about? Like, no, West Desert Wheeler, you're crazy. It's either 8:54 there or 7:54, right? Or sorry, it's either 8:54 or 9 or 7:54, right? Yeah. What is going on? Oh, in Utah, it's ahead. This show's over. Thanks, folks. I forgot how time worked. Obviously. Idiot. Jesus. Oh my God. Okay. Well, good place to end it because obviously, what the fuck. You all have a great night. You need more coffee. I've had plenty of coffee. You all have a great night. See you for a video on Monday. Maybe more videos. Not really sure, but time zones. Learn about it. Shut it, Moose Jaw. Hope we'll have to catch up this weekend sometime, Moose Jaw. Anyway, hope you all have a great weekend. And a long weekend at that, for those of you who maybe get Monday off. Thanks. See you guys later.